My name is Bill Stevenson.
And I'm sorry,
I'm Bill Stevenson.
Milo and Bill from the Descendants again. And
I'm Bill Stevenson with the Descendants. I been a musician most all of my life. I play in the band the Descendants. Eventually, that also includes the band All.
Nice warm welcome to All.
I own the recording studio, the Blasting Room, here in Fort Collins, Colorado. I grew up in Hermosa Beach, California, but I've lived in Fort Collins now for 31 years. The original impetus for building the studio and the Descendants and All, we wanted a place where we could record our own records. So to own the studio rather than constantly renting them, we thought, well, we could buy equipment and have a simple functional studio for what it costs us to rent studio time, say 3 times. So we bought equipment, and so when we first opened it, it was just kind of, we thought it was for us, but we didn't even have paint on the walls yet, and all of a sudden bands started calling us to record them, to produce their records, and so it very quickly became its own business. The Blasting Room's name was actually thought of by our guitar player, Stefan, the Descendants guitar player. And I think it's been great. The studio's been around for 31 years, and if I try to think about, mostly they say a lot of times your memories are through rose-colored glasses. So most of my memories are pleasant, but I suppose the difficult stuff would have been kind of doing the necessary work to establish ourselves, to really, I guess, put us on the map. That was like maybe 15 years of really long days. Look, drop my kids off at school at 7:30, come here, be here by 8, and then leave here at 2 in the morning. And I did that for 15 years. My favorite part of being part of the Blasting Room would certainly be the friendship and the camaraderie and the familial nature of what I have with my colleagues, and also the very deep bonds that are created between myself and the bands that we record. I mean, a couple of cases in point there would be, I've probably spent 4 years of my life with Rise Against. Mm-hmm. So they're extremely close to me, like family. I would trust any of them with my life, and I could say that same thing about 10 or 15 other bands, mm-hmm. Particularly when bands come back and do multiple records time after time, and then those bonds are the most valuable to me, and that they're the funnest part about this job. Well, looking forward for the Blasting Room, kind of trying to think into the future, or maybe to wish into the future, I think I'm very happy with it as it is. We've managed to build it from having one studio, the one we're in right now is Studio A, the first studio, to now having 4 studios. And I feel like it's very comfortable, and there's enough staff, there's 7 of us now, to where we kind of have our own community there, and there's enough people to support each other with their projects. So I think expanding the studio, I don't know that that's really a goal of mine, but continuing to make really good records and to have a lot of fun doing it, I think that's a goal enough. When I was 15 years old, we started a band called the Descendants, and that's been my thing for my whole life. Like I'll die being, the drummer of the Descendants, or one of the main songwriters, or whatever. That's what I will be known for. Is that, and that tangentially, that also includes the band All, which is 3/4 of the same members.
I'm Jeff Buckley.
I'm Michael Ty.
And we're guest hosting tonight. Next up, it's a live performance by All, who stopped by the studio earlier this week and played a few songs off their 8 album, Pummel. Here's one of them. It's called Long Distance.
Slash goodbye. Can't give it one last try. It's all over. We didn't even cry.
And then the other bands that I've played in is one band's called Only Crime, and we've done 3 albums, and that's just with a good group of friends of mine, and I really enjoy that a lot. And so everyone in Only Crime is several years my junior. They were pushing me to play in a way that was at the very top of my kind of physical playing capability, and so I enjoyed that really the most. As a drummer, I enjoyed those Only Crime tours and albums because they would just really, really beat me up. And then I briefly did a couple of little tours drumming for the Lemonheads, but that's just because I had produced their album here and I had written a few songs on that album. Then I was in Black Flag for quite a while. I did 7 albums with them and a whole lot of touring, and I enjoyed that as well too. Black Flag wasn't really my band though, the way Descendants was my band. I mean, my band and the other members, but Black Flag was Greg's band, and so I was drumming in a band as opposed to drumming in my band. Not uncommon to be hit with these favorite this or favorite that question. Even favorite color I can't answer because I like the fact that there are all the colors. Or favorite city to play in on tour. I like the fact that I get to go to a million cities. Favorite food, I like the fact that I get to try like a million foods, right? And with the memories here in the studio, they happen daily. Like one of them might be happening right now. So I can't come up with a favorite, and I know that's a cop-out, but it's just been on a daily basis. It's a lot of times it'll be something, in your friend group you have like inside humor, and then even within that sub-friend group there'll be inside humor, and that's very much to me what band life is like, and by association studio life. And so some of these long album projects I'm on, like when I work with Rise Against, I'll have them for 4 months. And the levels of inside humor, the depths of it, I get great satisfaction out of that, to where by the end of the record, you've created a whole different language that you used to communicate just for that record. Now, when it's the same band 2 years later and it's a new record, then there will be a new vocabulary created, and I always think that's just a really cool thing that I look back on fondly, and I think of I don't know, Good Riddance calls me El Mero Mero, which I think is something with La M, maybe like the Mexican mafia or something, but they always call me El Mero Mero, or just something stupid like that, or whatever, like little stupid things. Those are the memories that I'll take to my grave. Little silly things like that.